Bill Zeltman, America's real estate guru, and we are talking about practical tips for realtors. So, we've gone through your sphere of influence. We've spoken about expired listings. We've taught you the easy way to get for sale by owner appointments. Now, how do I turn a for sale by owner appointment into a listing? Let's start with what not to do. Show up at their house with a dog and pony show listing presentation. You should always go prepared to sign listing papers that day. But showing up expecting to do a dog and pony show, your full listing conversation, we call it conversation here. I said presentation because a lot of you use that word that you shouldn't. But anyway, think about this. They don't want to list their house. You're there on the guys that you're going to see if you have any buyers or take it back to your agents. Let's make a relationship with them. Let's get to know them. How's the best way to do this? Tour the house, of course, and whatever else. Provide them with golden nuggets of information that they don't know. See, again, as I said before, people don't know. They know what they don't know. Ask me an advanced calculus problem, and I know I'm probably not going to give you the right answer. What about what I don't know that I don't know? Something that I've never even heard of, which is anywhere, anything out in the galaxy. They know that maybe they can't write a contract, but they don't know what happens when an appraisal comes in bad. What happens when there's a boundary dispute in a survey? What happens? You guys have all realtors. You've been through all the what ifs. So we want to educate them with a smile on our face of how hard their job actually is. So here's how we would do this. I would go through, have the conversation, see the house, no pressure. Say to them, after I'm done, if I don't get them to sit down and list with me that day, and sometimes they do, many times they don't push. Hey, I've got something for you that's going to help you out. We'll say that your appointment was on Friday. I'll drop by and drop it off to you on Monday, or I'll drop it in the mail, depending on how far the place is from you, whatever. Okay. So I leave. I send them a thank you note. Usually I send a little postcard or something like that. Thank you. It was really a pleasure meeting you. I wish you luck in getting your house sold quickly. Anything I can do, let me know. Pop that in the mail. Monday, I either show up at their house or I immediately put what I call a seller security checklist into the mail. And if anybody wants one of these, just contact me and I'll show you the template that I use. The seller security checkpoint is set up to scare them. Because what are they thinking about? I'm going to save 6% and not pay a realtor. What are they not thinking about? How am I screening the people coming in my house? I made the joke about Hannibal Lecter in the last one or whatever. Hannibal Lecter could come to your house and eat your kids and wife and whatever, right? Wasn't he cannibal, right? Anyway, if you younger realtors go find the movie, it's from the 90s, it's classic. But anyway, point being is you don't know who's coming in your house. They might be coming to rob you, they might be coming to do worse. This thing with a smile on your face that they take scares them. Wait a minute. No, I want to make sure people are screened before they come in my house where I have small children, where I have valuables, where I have, name it. Drop it off Monday or have it delivered Monday or drop it off Monday. Thursday, you call them. Now, have you noticed something now? This is now your fourth touch with the person. The first you called to make the appointment. Second, you had the appointment. Third, you handed this to them. Then you have also your postcard, which I didn't even count. Finally, you have your phone call. So now you're having the third actual conversation with the person and the fifth or sixth way of touching them. Just calling to see if you had any questions about the seller security checklist. A lot of times that's enough for the wife to say to a husband, you cheap so-and-so, we're hiring a realtor. You're not putting me and my kids at risk. And that does it. But a lot of times it doesn't. So no worries. We've got further plans for you. So once you finish that conversation, say, you know what, I got something else that's going to help you with this. I'll drop it off again. So again, you talk to them on Thursday. Immediately mail it if you're going to mail it, or drop it off again the next Monday. and it is a mortgage sheet, information sheet. How important it is and how they can partner with your mortgage person. Make sure you have somebody you have a good relationship with. Um, your mortgage person to make sure that people are pre-screened before they come see the house. This is one that you can, this is Pandora's box of getting in touch with people. Because not only are you going to follow up on Thursday, but you're also going to offer to set them up with your mortgage person. Make sure your mortgage person knows exactly what you're doing and what your goal is, which is to get the listing. They're going to be pushing you. Yeah, we'll help you and whatever, but probably if you really want to move, Bill's your guy. He'll get this place sold in a couple of weeks, whatever they say. Um, that's the type of thing that you want to have with the mortgage person. And these are all touches. And going back to what I originally said, this is all information of things they didn't really know. And you're educating them, educating them, educating them. The mistake that realtors make with for sale by owners is their sales, sales, sales. I don't want you to do sales, sales, sales. I want you to educate, 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 be their friend and build a relationship. They're going to come to their own conclusion that they need to hire someone. And who better to hire than the person that's continually giving them good information? Okay, so now we're done with the mortgage thing. Told me, yep, hey, you planning on doing an open house? Of course they are. And of course, we know nobody's going to show up at their open house. I got something for you. The following Monday, you're showing up, or again, having it delivered that Monday, with an open house checklist. And again, you can drop this off. You don't want to even talk to them then unless it works out. Call them on Thursday. Any questions about it? No. Call them again. Hey, do you need any help setting up your open house before the open house? Do you need any tips, anything additional to what I gave you? Yes, no, whatever. Now, show up at their open house in the last half hour. Here's the key. Why show up in the last half hour? Because nobody's come to their open house, or maybe one or two tire kickers. Nobody knows it's for sale. It's a for sale by owner. You walk in upbeat. Hey, you get a contract today? And they might lie to you and say yes, or usually they'll be, you got a good enough relationship. They're going to say, no, didn't get anybody, didn't really have a lot of traffic. Wow, it's kind of surprising. We put 23 houses under contract in whatever the name of town is this weekend. When you say we, you can use all of the MLS of realtors. Why? It's we. We're realtors. He's not using a realtor. So it doesn't matter if the guy's a Remax, a Coldwell Banker, a Century 21. We. At this point, this guy is probably he's hanging his head. You've been in touch with him, in touch with him, in touch with him. And again, nothing's happened. Chances are you're going to get a listing here. If not, we got one more. And you can do these in either order. Sometimes it just depends when they're doing an open house. Showing tips. I've got a thing of showing tips, makes show the house better than it would. Opening the drapes, putting a candle on, getting the stinky dog smell out of your house, all that kind of stuff. And you do the same process. Once you've done this, you've been through about a month and anywhere from a dozen to 15 times speaking to the person. For most for sale by owners, this is going to do it. If it doesn't, what I want you to do after this is either create your own stuff for follow-up or just stay in touch. Call and say, hey, how's it going? Any changes? Did you make any price adjustments? Anything I can do for you? Every week or so, 10 days maybe, so you're not over pushy, but that you're staying top of mind. If you do this, remember back to the statistics that we don't want to tell them. About 8 out of 10, even more than that these days, of FSBOs end up with a realtor. What realtor are they going to choose? Yeah, once in a while, well, my sister's a realtor, or my cousin's a realtor, or my best friend, or whatever. Okay, but most of the time, they're going to go to the person that gave them all this. So again, Bill Zeltman, America's Real Estate Guru. Hope you're enjoying these practical tips for realtors. We'll be back with more.